Jason Canty, and I'm so glad you joined me on this episode number 13 of The Pastor's Notebook, where we learn, where we grow, and where we go forward in ministry and in life together. If you are new to this, then I am so thankful that you're here today. I'm really excited about some things I just want to share that I'm continuing to learn as I walk through life, as I walk through ministry. If you are a returning listener, then once again, I'm especially thankful that you're here as well, because that means somewhere along the way, I'm hoping that it has helped you, that this has encouraged you, that some way you've been able to grow and get better in life, whether it's as a pastor, whether it's as a leader at your business, or just in family, whatever it may be. It's just one of those things that I think it's very important for us to continue always focusing in on how we can learn, grow, and go forward together in ministry and in life, right? So listen, I know that every week I tell you that you can get this every single Tuesday, and it's on Spotify, it's on YouTube. You can kind of watch the video or you can listen, whichever way. You can actually watch the video on Spotify, so whichever way you want to do it. I will totally admit, and I'll take all the blame, all the consequences, whatever it may be, that I have missed the last week. There's some things that went on, and I just wasn't able to get this done, so I apologize. But let me go back and just say that you can get the latest episode every single Tuesday, and I would certainly love for you to subscribe, to share, to rate, to review, and just kind of let me know what's going on. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know how this is helping you, or helping somebody, or helping you in a certain area. I know it was great just out of the blue. Last week I got somebody that texted me and said, man, every time I go to work, whenever I drive in, this is what I listen to, and it just continues to be a blessing in my life. So please let me know. Once again, subscribe, share, rate, review, text me, call me, whatever it is, just let me know. Send up some smoke signals, all right? And we can have some fun together. So this is episode number 13, And I got to tell you that this is one of those things that I'm learning, right? It's currently the month of November, which means Thanksgiving is kind of in our focal point. It'll be in just a week that we'll celebrate. And over the last couple of weeks, many of us have been posting on social media, hey, I'm thankful for this, thankful day number 1, 2, 3, 12, whatever it is. And so Tina and I, my wife, we got a chance to get out of town, and I'm always excited to get away. Our favorite place is the beach. There's something about the wind and the waves crashing and the smell of the salt air, and just kind of makes it nice. We had a great time. We were down on the Gulf Coast, and I got a chance to see a bald eagle fly right over us, which was kind of fun. We saw some F-16 fighters and just the power that's associated with them, all of that kind of stuff. I got a chance to go back and see my mom and kind of help her do some moving and some of those things. So it was a lot of fun, and really enjoyed just our time away. But it's always a blast to come home and just be a part of the people that Tina and I love so very, very much here at our church. Now, here's what I want to share though, because as soon as I got back, it was on Sunday afternoon, and Monday morning I'm up early. I was actually here at about 7:30, something like that, 7:30 or 8, and I'm getting ready to come in, and one of my staff pastors texted me and said, "Hey, I've got some things I need to share with you that I did this past week." And so I texted back, said, "Man, that sounds ominous. What in the world could dun dun dun? All sorts of things are flowing through my head." And so I got in and said, "Hey, tell me what's going on." So there were two things sitting on my plate that were taking up my full plate before I ever got started for the week. I knew other things I needed to do, but these were going to take precedent because they were pretty big. And first of all, just so you know, I'm thankful for my team. I'm thankful for the people that I work with. In fact, that's the thing that I want to share just as a leader, because one of the things I'm very thankful for, but I think it's also something that leaders cultivate, is that as you continue to be a leader, what you're trying to do is not make better followers, you're trying to make better leaders along the way, right? That's kind of the whole idea. If you plant an apple tree is not supposed to produce apples. Hopefully it does, it should do that. But the goal of an apple tree is actually to produce more apple trees. And the way that it does that is through apples, and they fall to the ground, the seeds get planted, and it grows more apple trees. That's the whole goal. And so whenever I got back, my one of my staff pastors said, "Hey, this is what happened. Here are the things that went on. Here's what I did to take care of them. Here's kind of the decisions I made." And we were sitting talking about it, right? Oh, and because we've got to put some things into place because of certain things that were going on. And one of the things that this guy said to me was, I tell people that sometimes leading from the second chair is different because you don't get to take full responsibility, but sometimes you have to make decisions. And he said, one of the things that he said was that it's so important to have a relationship with the one that you're trying to make decisions for. And we were talking about how we've worked together and some of the things that I've done. And I told him he did a great job. I told him he did exactly what I would have done. I told him he did what needed to be done. And I thanked him profusely. But one of the key things that I thought about as just kind of this whole pastor's notebook and taking down notes is that leaders are to make leaders. Leadership is all about making better leaders. You're helping other people to become better at who they are, at who God has gifted them to be, all of that kind of stuff. So, how do you do that? What is it that you need to do as a leader to help other people be better leaders? Well, first of all, I think you expose them to opportunities, right? That's the first thing. You have to help them know that there are going to be opportunities for them to explore. Now, I'm speaking as this from a pastor's point of view, but you could think of this as a parent, right? Because as a parent, one of the things that you want your kids to do is grow up to be not just good kids. You want them to grow up to be leaders. You want them to grow up being able to impact the world that they are around. And you also know that they're going to face difficulties. They're going to face difficult parts of life. And so one of the things that parents often do is try and solve all their kids' problems. That doesn't help them at all. You want to expose them to the things that are going to go on in their lives so that they learn how to make decisions, so they learn how to become leaders, so they learn how to handle the things that are going to come. So, as a parent, whenever I see something coming that they're going to face, the natural inclination is to take care of it. But sometimes the better path is to let them go. Let them see what they can do. And when they come to you, instead of just giving them the answer that you know is probably the right answer, ask them what they think, right? Ask them how they would handle it. What do they think? What do they see? What are they experiencing? All of that kind of stuff. What are the different options? Give them some kind of exposure to this idea of being able to make decisions. That's the first thing that a leader who's trying to make leaders is going to do, is expose them to different opportunities. There are many moments I can sit behind my desk and actually make the decision. I will go to many of the people that I work with and just go, hey, what do you think about this? And I know it's in areas that they don't normally operate, but I'm not doing it. Well, I'm doing it because I want their wisdom. I know I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but on the flip side, I want to expose them. The second thing is you're going to ask them to think through opportunities, right? You're gonna I talk with my hands, and so you just saw, if you're watching this online, you saw balloons kind of go up on the screen. You want to not only expose them to opportunities, but you want to give them and let them think through the different options. Help them to understand, help them how to think, right? Hey, I think we ought to do this. And whenever you respond to them, go, well, that's a great idea. What about this, 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 and this? Ask them questions. Ask them, once again, if you're a manager of somebody in your organization, whatever that organization may be, ask them what the different options are and help them to think through not just the short term, but the long term, right? I've got some things going on, and this is the right thing now, but what happens in the long run? How does this affect there, right? How does making this decision on Tuesday affect a year from now or 10 years from now? Now, for some of us, you go, how do you think like that? Well, part of it is I was given those opportunities. Part of it is I recognize that what I do today will affect tomorrow. And so we have to continue to think through that. But as a leader of leaders, a manager, you're at home, you're at a church, whatever it may be, just not only give them, expose people to it, but make sure that what you do is you help them think through the different options and how one option affects this or how one decision affects that, all of those kinds of different things. The third thing that you can do, right? The third thing that you can do is either say, it's yours. You can say, I trust you. You make the decision. Or you can go, man, that's a great idea. I think that's the decision I'm going to make. And what you're doing in that moment is you're doing two different things. Number one, you're actually giving them the authority, but with the authority to make that decision, you're going to give them confidence in making that decision because you're saying, "Great idea, way to go, way to think through it. I love the idea." There's the support of someone that maybe is in that lead chair, right? Whether that's a parent, a pastor, or manager, wherever you're at, you're encouraging them. You're telling them how they've done a good job, and they're gaining confidence in their decision-making skills. Or, once again, and as you begin to do that, as you give it to them, then what they can do is now they're taking full authority. Now they're taking responsibility. Or as you implement it into your own life, hey, I'm gonna go with your decision. Number one, you're recognizing that, but I would encourage you in that moment to turn around and make sure that what you do is simply give them credit. I tell people all the time around here, the people that I work with, I say, listen, hey, I want you to know something. If it goes well, you get the credit. If it goes bad, I'll take the blame because we work through it. We work through it together. If it goes well, if it works, you can have all of the credit. But if it goes bad, then I'm going to take the blame, and I'm willing to do that because I trust them. We have spent time together. We've worked together. We know each other's hearts. We know each other's minds. We know what we're trying to accomplish, and I'm going to trust them in that whole process. So, a couple of quick things. Just once again, just remember that the whole point of leadership is to make leaders, not better followers. An apple tree doesn't make, it may produce apples, but the goal is to produce more apple trees, right? That's the whole goal. And so, what you want to do is expose. You want to help them think through options and how different decisions affect along the way. And number three, you want to either implement, give them the authority and responsibility, or as you implement, give them the praise and build their confidence in that. So, listen, that is episode number 13, Leaders Making Leaders. It's handling problems, it's handling issues, it's knowing how to help those around you, whether it's your kids, whether it's your spouse, whether it's the people underneath you. You can even do that from the second chair, as my friend and brother said that he was trying to do. You can help them do that. You can help them be better because that's the goal. That is one of the things that we want to do. So that is episode 13 of the Pastor's Notebook, Leaders Making Leaders. I hope this episode has given you some perspective on how to be a better leader, maybe a better parent, manager, pastor, whatever. That hopefully and through all of this, that it causes you to grow, give you some steps, some things you can write down, some things you can think through for the sake of your spiritual walk, for the sake of your leadership roles that you play out in your life. Don't forget that the Pastor's Notebook, will come out every single Tuesday. It's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. We're kind of continuing to do some stuff. So make sure you share, subscribe, rate, review, text me, call me, send up some smoke signals, whatever it is. Let me know how this is affecting you at some level, at some point in your life, because I really do believe that what we want to do is we want to learn together. We want to grow together, and we want to grow forward in ministry and life and be the very best that we can be. God has gifted you. He's gifted me. So let's take the gifts that God has given us, recognize them, turn around and invest them in people in front of us and even behind us and beside us as we continue to do the things that God has gifted us to do. All right? Hey, my name is Jason Caddy. I am just glad to be a part of it all. And never, ever, ever forget, my friend, you are loved.